Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mr. Kingdom Fit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification button, leave a like, drop a comment. Man, can we please, let me start this thing off by saying this. Can we please get a full roster? Can we please get a full roster? I mean, come on, man. If it's not Ben because he's in isolation and they trying to tell us that he needs to get back in basketball shape, I do understand that. So, look, much respect, much respect. Even though these guys do this for our entertainment, look, COVID is real, and we don't want these guys to go out there and, damage themselves even worse. So, but man, the referees didn't help out in this game either. I mean, I don't want to say bad officiating, but my guy, these guys had tempers left and right. Some of my keys that I brought up to this game was I wanted to see Tate on Luka. Seriously, I wanted to see Tate on Luka. I know he putting the wobble on him, but I would like the next time we play against this team for Nwabble and Tate to go back and forth. Like, once you bring him out of the game, put Tate in the game. Like, as a defensive strategy against him. I love what they did. Luka had like 20 in the first half. He ended up scoring 13 points the remainder. So, to me, that's a win, but it's not really a win because the guy was on pace for like 40. Luka could drop numbers. So we all know that Luka can drop numbers. Dude has a pretty stroke, man. His stroke is so pretty, and he's such a wide body that when he goes by you, the guy just pretty much uses his wide body to create and to pretty much bump you off. That's just how big he is. But my thing is, man, when you are playing against Luka, man, Luka doesn't do well against guys that are physical. He doesn't, man. God just makes shots, okay? You can't stop the guy from making shots. He's going to make shots. But he doesn't do well against guys that are physical. When you're physical with him, man, you can get into this guy's head. You saw against the Clipper series, like, if you're physical with the guy, you could really frustrate the crap out of the guy. But, man, shout out to Tim Hardaway Jr. I can't stand the guy. JK, man, just joking. But shout out to Tim Hardaway Jr. Every single time we play the Mavs, that guy always goes off, man. Always goes off. I cannot stand it. It's the most annoying thing ever. He will play another game and only drop like 10 points. But whenever you play the Houston Rockets, dude doesn't miss a shot, man. I mean, contested, from out of nowhere, from deep, from awkward position. Everything, man, the guy just never, ever, he hits like career highs against us. I don't know what it is. And I hate those type of guys because when you go sign them, man, they can't make a bucket to save their life. You're sitting there wondering, like, dude, you were so great against us, but then all of a sudden we signed you. What's the issue now, bro? And, he fits into like a Mike D'Antoni system because he's a three-point shooter. That's all the guy was shooting was 3 points. And then when you start biting on him, then all of a sudden you start driving to the rim like you saw in the fourth quarter. But some of my keys, man, to this was the Nwabble and Tate. I wanted to see them having the assignment on Luka. Another one of my keys to this game was to see Boogie going, man. I really wanted to see Boogie get going. I'm telling you guys, once Boogie gets going, man, it's going to be so much great because then you can rotate him into the game a little bit more. But because he hasn't played basketball in so long, it's hard to get him those minutes or to rotate him into the game because once he gets into the game, he's turned the ball over or he's getting in foul trouble because he's trying to get acquainted with the play and he's also trying to get acquainted with playing basketball again. And the referees did not help. Did not help. I look at this game as a very good game. The game against the Kings was a good game, fast-paced. The game against Dallas was a good game. To me, it was because you had two things going on. One, fast-paced. You wanted to see where John Wall was. Dallas, they're going to score points, so you want to see if the defense is actually real. And we saw a good glimpse of how that defense is. We saw it twice. Those guys are able to get stops. When you saw that small ball lineup come in, those guys put on clamps, man. They put on clamps. Unfortunately, I had to take Woods out of the game. And the only reason why I think they took Woods out of the game was honestly because they just didn't want guys to be trying to go at him one-on-one. So when they took him out of the game, man, they put that small ball lineup in. Those guys were putting on clamps. And I love it, man, because it tells you that the identity of Houston can change. There's times where we just was Defense was just terrible. It was just terrible. You kind of looked at the screen and you was like, man, where's the identity in this? Like, yes, James Harden, had a high amount of steals. Yes, Russell could steal the ball. But yes, PJ could get body with you. But it was just periods of time, man. You was just like, God, please play some defense. Stop trying to outscore people. Man, next topic. PJ Tucker. Like I told you guys before, man, if you guys follow me on the community page and the Houston Rockets, whenever they play, I post under the same name, Kingdom Fit. My goodness, the guy can't buy a basket, man. Like, I want to see his minutes get cut. I know we are, he's he went to UT. He's a Texas guy too, man, but I want to see his minutes get cut, man. I mean, he's not contributing anymore. He's not sitting in that corner like Mike D'Antoni had him. He excelled at that because Mike D'Antoni made him a three-point shooter. He forced him to be a three-point shooter. So PJ Tucker just had to sit in the spot, catch the ball, shoot. And then we put him on an assignment to guard one of the toughest players on the court. And he did that. Now, I'm not going to lie. God did that. I mean, but when you have one person doing that, you kind of like isolate that image. And that image is, look what PJ is doing. But when you have multiple guys doing it, you start to say, man, everybody is doing it. So now you can't really isolate a person and say, well, this person is doing it. Now you're saying the team is able to do it. So now what is PJ now can do? What can he bring to the table? And guy's not bringing anything to the table. I mean, the guy has went 2 games not scoring. 2 games not scoring, man. I'm not going to sit here and say that we need his points, but I am going to say if you're going to give this guy close to 35 minutes and he doesn't give you nothing, you have to start looking at the scoreboard. You have to start looking at the sheet, man, and start saying to yourself, what can we do here? We need something on the court. And James Harden is seeing this. And you can tell, man, there's different games that we played in where him and Tucker are going at it because he's just not doing anything. He's not bringing anything to the table. Shout out to EG again, man. Do y'all understand, man? Eric Gordon is averaging 18 points on the season. Think about that. That's just 6 man off the bench. He's averaging 18 points on the season, guys. Yeah, I know you guys want to trade this guy, but think about that, man. He's averaging 18 points on the season, and he can still guard at his age. He's able to penetrate down the lane, and he's still hitting the 3 bombs. So don't be so quick, man, to want to trade the guy because you got to think about what he's actually bringing to the table. Off the bench, when you know you need those points, EG is coming in and he is delivering. And you're also able to do something else with Eric Gordon. You're able to run small ball lineup with him because he can still score and he can guard on the perimeter and he can actually make a difference out there. Now, I'm hoping, man, in a couple days we get a full roster. I want to see Ben in the rotation. This game against Indiana Pacers, I would love to see DeMarcus Cousins get going. Like, that is going to be my biggest key, man. I really want to see DeMarcus Cousins get going. And the reason why I keep saying that and I keep illustrating that in these videos is because it gives us a full glimpse of what this rotation is going to look like. Right now, we kind of know what our starting 5 is going to be, but I really believe they need to cut PJ Tucker minutes. Of course, we missed House the last game. It looks like we're going to miss him again because of back injuries. Man, this is where you really want Ben because Ben is just a knockdown shooter. But I want to see Cousins get going. I really do. Because I think Cousins can bring another dynamic of a big man lineup with him and Woods on the floor where we don't have to worry so much about rebounding problems because we had a rebounding problem against the Mavericks, man. They out-rebounded us by 16 rebounds. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to drop that video for the Indiana Pacers video. I love you guys. Like I said, man, subscribe to the channel. Let your boy know. Let me know. I'm out.